All right, today we're cracking open a professional playbook. And I'm not talking about vague, fluffy advice. We're talking about a concrete set of tools to help you navigate the modern working world. And these aren't just random tips, they're straight from McKinsey.org's fantastic Forward program.
So let's just start with the big one, right? The question we're all kind of wrestling with. In a world that is just constantly changing, how do you build a career that doesn't just survive, but actually thrives? How do you make it future-proof? Well, you know what? The answer is surprisingly simple. It's not about having all the answers. It's about having the right mental models and frameworks to find them. It's all about having the right tools in your toolkit. And the frameworks we're about to dive into, they come directly from this program, which is laser focused on the foundational skills every single professional needs today. So, you ready? Let's crack open this toolkit. First up, mindset. Seriously, think of this like your own personal operating system. Before you can effectively handle any challenge out there in the world, you have to get your own internal code right. Because here's the thing, and it's so true. Your career isn't really defined by the promotions you get, but by how you respond to the setbacks you inevitably face. It is all about mastering your internal game.
So, what's the first tool we can use for this internal game? It's called the APR technique. It's a simple, super practical method for actively building your resilience right in the moment, when things get tough. This process is incredibly simple, but man, is it powerful. First, you've got awareness. Just notice what's happening. What's your default reaction? Are you getting defensive, anxious? Just see it. Second, pause. And this is the critical step. Just take a breath. That 1 second creates space between what happened and how you respond. Finally, you reframe. You ask a different question like, okay, what can I learn from this? Or where's the opportunity here? Awareness, pause, reframe. That's the whole thing. Okay, but look, doing APR one time, that's great. But the real magic, the real power, happens when this kind of resilient thinking becomes your default setting. And how do we do that? Well, we have to turn it into a habit. And we do that using this, the classic habit loop. To make APR automatic, you just need 3 things. A cue, like a stressful email hitting your inbox. A routine, which is the APR technique itself. And a reward, that amazing feeling of calm and control you get from reframing the problem instead of just reacting to it. Cue, routine, reward. That's how you actually hardwire resilience into your personal operating system. Okay, so you've done the work. Your mindset, it's rock solid, you're resilient. But then, it's Monday morning, and bam, a huge, messy, totally confusing problem lands right on your desk. What do you even do? And that brings us right to our second section, solving problems like a pro. This is all about the what, the actual process you can apply to bring some order to the chaos and find a clear path forward. The biggest mistake almost everyone makes is they jump right into trying to find a solution. But the real pros know that the quality of your solution is completely dependent on the quality of your problem definition. If you get this part right, you were already halfway there. And the tool for this? It's the classic SMART framework. So instead of a vague goal like improve customer satisfaction, a SMART definition forces you to get super precise. Make it specific, let's focus on the in-store returns process. Make it measurable, we're going to increase our satisfaction score by 10%. Make it actionable and relevant to the team that's actually doing the work. And finally, make it time-bound. Let's get it done in the next 6 months. See, now you don't have a fuzzy goal, you have a crystal clear target. So, let's recap. You've got your resilient mindset, you've used the SMART framework, you've analyzed the data, and you have a brilliant solution. But a solution that only lives in your head, it's basically worthless. Now for the really hard part. How do you get everyone else to see what you see? And that leads us perfectly into our third and final section, communicating with real impact. This is all about answering that so what question for your audience. It's about turning your brilliant work into a message that actually lands and makes people want to act. And the absolute master key for this is something called the pyramid principle. See, most of us communicate from the bottom up. We give all the details, all the data, and we slowly build to a conclusion. The pyramid principle flips that completely. You start with the answer first. So here's how it works. Think of a pyramid. Right at the very top, that tiny point, that's your governing thought, the core answer in one single sentence. Then, in the middle, you have your key arguments, the why behind your answer. And the base of the pyramid? That's all your supporting data, the evidence. The reason this is so powerful is you can get your main point across in like 30 seconds and then spend the rest of the time backing it up. Now, a huge part of getting that message at the top of the pyramid right is learning to synthesize, not just summarize. And they are not the same thing. A summary just lists the facts. We heard about clunky returns and long waits. A synthesis connects those dots to find the so what. Customers want a faster, more efficient in-store experience. One is a list, the other is an insight. That is your governing thought. So there you have it, a really powerful 3-part toolkit for your career. Let's do a super quick, rapid-fire recap of the tools we've just put in your hands. First up, you've got the APR technique: awareness, pause, reframe. This is your go-to tool for managing your internal state and building resilience whenever challenges hit. Second, you have the SMART framework. This is your tool for cutting through the fog of a complex problem and defining it with absolute clarity, so you know exactly what you're solving for. And third, you have the pyramid principle. This is your secret weapon for taking your brilliant solution and communicating it in a way that gets heard, gets understood, and actually gets acted upon. Mindset, problem solving, and communication. It's the how, the what, and the so what. So really, the only question left is for you. Which one of these tools are you going to pick up and use first? Because having the tool is one thing, but actually using it, that's what will truly help you take that next step forward.